Okay, right. Well, we are here. Hello, folks, and welcome to Fey Earth. First things first, very, very importantly, before we go any further, a huge announcement today launched our Kickstarter. Um, this Kickstarter is, of course, to fund Fey Earth to publish our book and bring this world to life. So, your support is greatly appreciated for it. Not just like if, and even if you don't have any cash on you right now, just telling as many people as you can really, really makes all the difference for us as we try and bring this world to life. But nonetheless, let me get started with tonight's stream. Hello, folks. My name is Neil. I am the creator of Fey Earth, an indie TTRPG set in an alternate 19th century Earth where all the creatures from folklore and fairy tale are real, have always been real, and live alongside humanity. We are in the year 1872. We are currently in Paris, in a France that is recovering from a military loss about 7, 8 months ago now, against the Fey nation of Arcadia. And without further ado, I'm going to ask one of our players to give us a recap of our last session. You're mute. Susie, you're mute.
So last week we did log on very briefly, and we had to stop because
Tech remnants.
it was bad. So, but before that happened, it was revealed that Jerome got a good look at the guy who had stolen the Feyarn. It was Sebastian Tournier, the other artificer in town, who is, not as good as Josephine, and he's very salty about it. So he took it. So we went and we got it back. So we went off to the warehouse. Josephine met us there in a lovely gown because she had been having dinner with the chief of police to stop us getting thrown in jail for the murdering and stuff. And so we went in, check it. Or before we did, Amanada disarmed it. There would have been a lightning trap that would have struck us all. So there were a couple of those. We got in, and then Sylvia was able to use her sort of totally not earthbending, but earthbending to discover the secret compartment. So down below. So we went down, and then Gwen stepped through the lift because there was a lift, and it activated these little flying bird things that shot out lightning. And then we engaged with Sebastian. Josephine really didn't want us to kill him. Gwen really wanted to kill him. So there was, fun and games and shenanigans, and we got the fair back, and all went home. Gwen back to her shag pad alone, and everyone else back to their respective quarters. So.
Okay, thank you for that. You get one D8 inspiration die that you can use at any stage in tonight's game, so don't forget to use it.
I probably will. We know I probably will.
You're all pretty awful at remembering to use the.
That's not true. I'm terrible. T is really good at remembering. I'm just going to say true. Because I know I'm crap at it, but T definitely isn't.
No, I think I'm pretty sure I've used mine every single time I've had it.
And Polina.
Mm-hmm.
Christina, Neve, and I are just a little bit crap at it.
Yes.
So.
Whereas I was terrible the last time.
Yeah.
So you're all given. You all get into Madame Gautier's carriage. Jerome is going to drop you all home. He drops. Amanada home first because you're like the furthest away, and then he next drops Gwyn home, okay, and then finally up into Montmartre where he lets Mina, Justine, and Sylvia alight. Okay, so I know that Sylvia, you wanted to stay up and read some more of the Tome of the Sage, didn't you?
Yeah, I need to clock in the hours. Mana be damned.
Okay.
Needs to be done.
So,
and I also
yeah, go on. Sorry.
could I also have spent like, because Gwen took quite a lot of damage. I would like to have healed her.
Mm-hmm.
So can I say I spent like 6 mana on that?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
So that is. I'll just 3, 6, 7 plus 4, 11
Okay,
points.
cool.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much. Perfect. Perfect.
I mean, you'll get a certain amount back, but it's just to help things along because you've got kind of messed up in that.
You know what? It wasn't too bad. Thankfully, my amulets and my armor absorbed a lot of it.
It did.
But
Yeah.
that really helps. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to start going much harder on you in fights. Go in. Okay.
But you know what? I would have been messed up had you not rolled really badly for those orbs the second time.
That is true.
I possibly could have been down.
That is very
They
true.
were-
Yeah, you were very lucky with my second roll. It was quite bad, you know.
Yeah.
So you all get into your rooms. Justine and Sylvia, you get into the room that you were both sharing. And Justine, I assume you're getting ready to go to bed for the evening, yeah? Okay, and Sylvia, you're getting ready to study for the night, yes?
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit at the desk and I'll kind of have the candle sort of. I want to be as like unobtrusive to Yastine's sleep as possible.
So when you go to sit down and you notice that your arcanogram, which you left out, it appears to have a message on it.
Oh, okay. I'd like to read it then.
Okay, would you like me to read it out to you?
Will I read the letter that I wrote first?
Well, this is a reply.
To the letter that I wrote.
Yes.
So will I read the letter that I wrote?
I mean, if you wish to, if you want to read out your letter first, then by all means do, or we can.
I just feel it'll make more sense to people, or I can just give the gist. Do people want to?
Whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do. I'm excited.
Okay, I'll just read it. It's actually it is longer because I was actually typing for this on phone. Okay, well, this is dated the Sunday, so the day after the anniversary. Dear Heinrich, I had planned on sending you a message yesterday, and I feel awful that I didn't. I know you were probably very worried about me on the day, that I would probably be hiding in my room, and I have to confess that I was. All I could think about was how unfair it was that she's gone and I'm still here. She was always so strong, but Mina found me and insisted that Lisbeth wouldn't want me to be alone on the day, and we both know that she's right. She wouldn't have. I haven't told them anything about her, really, except for Mina yesterday, because I haven't been able to bring myself to talk about her. It just feels like this massive, painful knot that's just too big. As soon as I try, my throat seems to close up as though there's something stuck there. I suppose I always feel as though they must be wondering how someone so wonderful, who was loved by everyone who met her, could choose someone so plain. But it did feel good to talk about her and the friends I lost on the last day of the war, even if I am suffering now or today more than the first time I drank York's brew. Mina is a strong warrior like you. You would love her. Have you been to Paris? It's definitely a big change from Cherville and the forest I lived in is Aika, of course. I'd forgotten what it was like to be around so many people. We're still staying in Aminat's family home, but I'm becoming uncomfortable to be staying in someone's family home for so long without their parents here. Can you imagine how Father would react if he came home and found a group of people he didn't know staying in his house? I don't even want to think about it. I think that Mina had the right idea getting a room somewhere, so I think I'm going to maybe get a room with Justine. She's a spellcaster and she's lovely, even though she does make me a bit uncomfortable because she reminds me of the person I used to be before everything happened. One more paragraph, folks, promise. I don't know how long we're going to be staying in Paris, but we have semi-regular work with a very powerful artificer. We've been to an abandoned Feymound and explored the house of a goblin artificer, which was believed to be abandoned, but I really don't think it was, with all the chaos that was in there and an eerie voice as we left. It has been dangerous, but we all help each other and it pays very well. I'm definitely a better druid than I ever was as a soldier, and I'm still learning new spells. I sent some gold to Adelind, but she should be receiving any day now. I hope she can forgive me for not contacting her sooner. Have you spoken to her? I would love to know how she and her family are. She was pregnant when I left. It all seems so long ago now, but I wanted to in some way return the favor for all the times she had looked after me. All my love, Sylvia. Was what I said. So, I got a reply.
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Okay, so so it's a very brief letter, okay? Much shorter than the one that you'd sent Heinrich. So, my little Lily, thank you for taking the time to write to me. I was very worried about you because of the date. I had been thinking a lot of both you and Elizabeth in the recent weeks. I remembered how happy you are together and how much joy she brought you. It is a cruel world that you were robbed of that happiness. I am thankful to hear that you have friends close to you who are caring for you and helping you in these difficult times. You seem to be doing very well for yourself, though I am still alarmed to hear of you exploring goblin homes and Feymounts. I realize that you are now a powerful druid, but you are still my little sister. Speaking of sisters, I had not yet spoken to Adelind, as I was not sure if you would want me to tell her about you. However, when I read your letter, I did contact her. She was as shocked as I was when she received your letter. It is good to hear you are planning on finding your space. I hope this helps you become more settled. I imagine that rooming with another spellcaster will be very enlightening. I will be on break from my duties in approximately a month's time. I would very much like to meet you in person when I am free and reconnect properly with you. Please keep me informed of your travels, and when it gets closer to the date, I will be sure to contact you to arrange the meet. Love, Heinrich.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Ian just sees Sylvia kind of go, oh my god. My brother.
Are you okay?
He might be he will be getting leave in a month's time, so I may be able to see him, which would be amazing.
That would be fantastic. Oh my god, I'm so happy for you.
I was worried, because I didn't contact any of my family for a long time, so I was worried, that he would be angry. But no, it would be good to see him again. But you go to sleep. You're probably tired, and I'm going to read. So
Okay. So
she's gonna kind of shoo you. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed.
Justine is just smiling, and she's like, I could have told you not to stay up too late, but I know it's not going to happen, so let me know if you need anything.
You will be asleep, and I have magic to deal with being tired.
Also true.
How much of your own mana do you have left, Sylvia? Without tapping into any of your reserves in your mana receptacles, how much mana have you actually got left?
17 points.
17. Okay, so you're running low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine. I fucking need to finish this book.
Can you give me you can choose now fortitude or resolve.
But okay.
Have you cast restoration?
No, I cast it the next. I thought I needed to cast it the next day when I'm tired.
Yes, but the thing is, you've already been pushing through this, so you are tired now. I want to see how you're going to do. You may have to cast it sooner than the next day because you're already tired. You had a very busy day, and you're now planning on sitting down and studying.
Oh, so. Okay, cool. Fortitude. I'll go with
fortitude
resolve.
Or resolve.
I'll go with resolve. There you go. So, that's it. Oh, Sorry, I thought it was a 4. It's 17, so that's a 21.
You
Can I add willpower?
you can add willpower as well.
22.
Okay, so yeah, you're tired, but you're like, no, I can plow through this for at least a couple of hours. Who knows? Maybe in 4 or 5 hours it might start hitting you, and you may need to cast restoration then. But at the moment, you're doing okay.
Yeah, regardless of when I cast it today or tomorrow, like I'll be casting it.
So, all right. So you get down to reading the Tome of the Sage, this enchanted book that will permanently increase your resolve score by 1. Justine, you had to sleep. Aminata, Gwen, you guys, I assume when you got home, are heading to sleep.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna just cast Healing Tether on myself.
Of course.
Actually, no, I'm not, because I'm down 62 mana. So I dipped into the mana receptacle. So no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm just gonna hit.
You didn't suffer any exhaustion damage, did you?
No, none.
Okay, so then you do, of course, heal from, a long rest.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
so with your long rest, you will get back grip points equal to your fortitude and resolve plus hardiness plus willpower plus double your level.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'm back. Lovely.
So once you've had a full night's sleep, you'll be back up. Okay.
Lovely. Yeah, I was only minus 14 then in the after Sylvia's healing, so perfect.
Sorry, Neil, this is going to be very annoying, but my notes say I had 64 hours clocked in, but that was before last session. Presumably, I would have got in a bunch of reading before we went to the house.
Which house?
Or sorry, the warehouse.
How many hours do you reasonably think you would have clocked in?
Well,
Although you were waiting, so you would have gotten to read during the day because you're waiting to go to the docks that evening.
Yeah, that's true. So that's why I'm asking.
Reasonably, how many hours do you think you would have clocked in during the day while waiting to go to the docks?
Could I say like 6 or so?
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah, whatever you think is reasonable. If you think 6 is reasonable, if you think you could have gotten in 8 or 10, you decide.
Okay. So
okay.
I'll say 8. So
Okay,
because I don't think we did anything else during the day, really.
No, you were literally just waiting around until nightfall when the ship was arriving.
Yeah, and then so with this, that'll be another 8 hours, presumably, or so. Okay, cool. I'm on 80.
Okay, super. So
I'm just keeping track. Sorry.
No, absolutely. Please. About 2 hours into your reading. Okay. It's quite late now. Like it's after midnight. Okay. It's probably a little after midnight. By the time you went to the warehouse, fought, went back to Josephine's, and then all got dropped home, and then you sat down to read for a couple of hours. It's a little after midnight now. You hear the sounds of screams from the street outside.
I'm going to wake Justine immediately, and then I'm going to open the window. Justine, do you hear this? Give you which?
Give me an awareness roll.
You just
You're looking out the window, so give me an awareness roll.
Oh, awareness. Sorry, yeah. So I rolled 10. That's 11. Okay, nice. No, I don't. So that's only an 11.
Okay, you see some people running along on the street, and they're looking back over the shoulders up behind them, as if they're being pursued by something, but it's dark out, and you are a plain, simple, boring human, so you don't spot anything.
But
yes, can you send Anki out, and maybe you could see through his eyes or something?
Yes, that was. I would say Justine already kind of sent.
Yeah, no.
Or like started waking him up or whatever. If he's not awake, I don't know.
Oh no, the beautiful wake the baby.
He got very comfortable and very lazy, out of the forest where he doesn't have to like fight for his life every day anymore.
Yeah.
So Anki has an awareness of 3 and keen eyes of +1, so that's a +4 to his awareness roll.
That's 15 total.
I'm just going to do a roll myself.
He's sleepy and tired.
Because they're not actively trying to hide, but they're still difficult to spot. Yeah, okay, so what Anki sees and kind of sends back to you is a vision of a large dark shadow flying through the night sky.
How large?
As large as a large man. And vaguely humanoid in shape, but with large wings.
What the fuck?
It's a gargoyle.
Can Anki send the same message to Sylvia, or is it just me?
Just you.
No, it's just you.
He's your familiar, only you. So you are
Gotcha.
lying in bed in your night dress. You just saw this. Sylvia is looking out the window, can't spot anything because it's dark out. And Montmartre is a very poor part of the city. There would be like half the number of street lamps, maybe a third of the number of street lamps as you'd have in the wealthier parts of the city, you know? Like there's some street lamps, but far less because it's a poorer part of the city, you know?
Yeah. So I assume Anki's back.
Yeah, straight back in.
Yeah. I'm going to look at him as in like, are you okay? Are you well?
No, he's fine.
Are you hallucinating? I saw the most peculiar sight through Anki. It was something flying in the air, a large shape that resembled a man, or some sort of a man-like shape. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Oh, well, presumably it was flying, so they were moving very fast. What direction?
Down along the main street that is in front of your house.
Are they far from us? Maybe we should go out.
So, Justine, do you throw on a dress or something?
Absolutely, yeah.
Throw on a dress, you leave the corset and understays off, throw on a quick dress, put on your shoes, you run outside. Okay, out onto the street. And you see up ahead of you, like, you know, at the far end of the street, there is people crying and running. Give me fresh awareness rolls, the two of you.
Oh, God. So that's a 4.
Not 20.
Okay, so you do see this large, hulking, vaguely humanoid figure with large bat-like wings that's gliding through the night sky along, and some people have seen it and like running in terror.
I'm just going to try and like look.
Okay, yeah.
Is it doing anything or is it just flying?
It's flying, but you're not sure what it's doing, you know.
So we can't tell if it's chasing them or...
It's flying, it's not going at a breakneck speed, you know. Like it's flying, it's almost like it's almost like it's just gliding on the air currents, but like it is actually flying, but just not incredibly fast.
Okay. We'll run after. I'd say we'll run after him. After them.
Yeah, like as I said, it's like we're talking like 30, 40 meters up in this, like is up in the sky, like well above the roofs of the houses.
I'm getting gargoyle vibes right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna run to the people who are panicking, and
they're all way away from you, Susie. Or sorry, Sylvia. Because people have run from this fucking thing that's in the air, you know? Nobody's near you.
Yeah.
Okay, some people would have run in the other direction, but like nobody is near you right now. So do you want to just chase after the thing?
Yeah. So I'm going to try and like send Anki kind of towards that in the air just to take a peek and take a look at what it is.
Yeah, sure.
Tell him to kind of stay away from it, but his eyesight is obviously better than mine.
Yeah.
Especially like at nighttime. He's a fake
but we need to keep him safe, the baby.
So, give me a fresh awareness roll for Anklegon.
Neil, you wouldn't believe me.
And that one?
You're rolling not 20 again.
Not 20.
Okay, so he flies up about like 6 or 7 meters from the creature and can now see it quite clearly because, I mean, with his dark sight and his keen dragon eyes, This is a large hulking form. It's humanoid in shape, so bipedal. 2 arms, 2 legs. Its fingers and its toes ending in long, razor-sharp looking claws. A pair of large bat wings expanding out from its back. A wingspan of well over like probably close to 3 meters. Okay, a large, ferocious looking face with long tusks and a snout-like nose, pointed ears, no hair, and the skin is a dark grey, like the color of a dark limestone.
It's a gargoyle.
It's a gargoyle.
It looks,
oh my god,
as if a gargoyle from a church has come to life.
I'm going to turn to Sylvia and just be like, do you know anything about gargoyles?
Give me a failure roll, Sylvia.
I'm changing up my dice. Okay. Oh no, that was a 12, and my failure is.
And you can add intellect as well.
Oh, so that's actually not terrible. That is a 15.
Yeah, you don't know. You're like, as far as you know, gargoyles are the ugly decorative rain spouts that are on the sides of old church buildings.
Yeah, and in some places are believed to keep evil spirits away. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I know nothing about them coming to life, unless maybe it was magic that brought it to life.
Yeah.
You know?
So, do you two want to chase after the creature?
Yeah, I think to make sure it doesn't hurt anybody. I mean, I don't want to attack it if it's not going to hurt anyone. You know, if it is just, if not a creature, just as a result of a spell gone awry. If you don't need to attack it, but I would like to make sure that nobody is hurt.
Okay, so you guys are running, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say we're running towards people, just to make sure, like, nobody's hurt.
Nobody appears to have been attacked by this creature. People are just running in fear.
And I'll ask Anki to kind of discreetly follow it. Because
mind yourself, it's a baby.
Of course. That's 2 terrible rolls in a row. Okay, so you guys start chasing after the creature. It is like it's not flying at a crazy fast speed, but it still is moving at a decent enough pace. So after a minute or two, you've kind of caught up with it because you're kind of sprinting, but now you're trying to maintain pace with it. I need you to give me fortitude stamina rolls.
Oh no!
The 2 tanks of the party.
Time, fuck off.
Sylvia does have stamina. Justine, on the other hand.
Well, I only rolled a 6, so.
I only rolled a 6 too, so it's 7 in total because I have 1 fortitude.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we're tired after a long day of fighting.
Yes.
Sylvia's powered by spite. She's not physically fit. Well, not spite, but just stubbornness. She's not physically fit.
So yous are getting tired and yous are starting to lag behind as this creature is continuing on. Okay, yous aren't like losing its sight of it, but yous are lagging behind it. Okay. Yeah,
I'd say Justine is just like standing, panting, and being like, "I can't do it anymore."
You have the Moonlit Script spell. I could perhaps send a message to Aminata via her arcanogram, at least so she knows what's happening.
I don't.
And I'd say the Moonlit Script spell is a visual message. It's not auditory. So if you send it to somebody who's asleep, they will see it when they wake up. The silvery font will stay floating in the air beside their bed until they wake up and see and read the message, but it will not wake them.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd say the best thing to do now is to go back. Okay. And for you maybe to try and read as much of your book as you can. Because realistically there is nothing more we can do.
And if you tell us
nighttime, we're both exhausted.
You could chase the thing.
Yeah, but we tried. Ankle gun is after the thing.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna let Anki continue to?
Yes, I'm gonna let Anki continue and ask him to kind of follow the thing.
And then if it stops to rest or looks like it's kind of bedding down,
Yeah.
then come
Just-
back and tell us where
Yeah,
it is.
exactly.
That
Come
would-
back whenever it reaches its destination. Or if it's outside of Paris, I'll just ask him to go back. Fuck that thing. I love Anki too much. But if it's somewhere in Paris, I'll ask him to follow it. Kind of look where it stops, what it does when it stops, and then return ASAP.
So, just as a recap of your connection to your fairy dragon familiar, okay? As you know, when they are in line of sight of you and no more than 30 meters, you can cast a spell through them and use them as the starting point of a spell when calculating range. When they're within 100 meters of you, they can communicate. You can communicate simple commands to them telepathically that they understand, and they can reply back with their non-verbal communication of sight and emotion. And when you're within 30 meters of them, you can you can observe through their senses. Okay. So if you send Anklegon to pursue this creature, it will be well outside your range of any of those abilities.
Yeah, I know. I think we just need him to kind of observe and report back.
Okay.
Not in real time, just kind of gather information at first.
Okay.
But obviously preserve himself first.
Mm-hmm.
So if he notices even the slightest danger, back immediately.
Okay. Danger to himself or to others?
To himself.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you guys go back to the room. Sylvia, do you go back to reading your book?
Yeah.
Now, just to be aware, we did say that if you stay up all night and you use restoration, I believe we had agreed you don't get your mana back.
Yeah.
Okay, just to be aware of that. Okay.
Well, that's the way we've been doing it.
I
Like
know,
I've done it twice.
I'm just reminding you of this fact. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, maybe okay. I'll do 1 more hour and then I'll go.
You need 6 hours of sleep for it to be considered a long night's rest. This game may be a world of fairy tale and folklore, but I am realistic in the fact that I'm not going to create a system whereby after that an adult is able to get 8 hours of unbroken sleep, and B, if you did, you would be magically recovered of all stress and exhaustion. Because, fairies are one thing, but that's just ridiculous and nonsensical.
The idea of sleeping for 8 hours and waking up refreshed.
The idea of sleeping for 8 hours uninterrupted when you have a manic 4.5-year-old like we do.
Well, that's just us.
Yeah.
That's just us. And a massive dog that insists on sleeping in the bed. And
yeah, a 35-kilo husky that halfway through the night just jumps onto the bed and snuggles into you.
I tried to kick her off and she's just too fucking big. I was too tired. I was like, God damn it.
So at this stage, it is after 1, okay? So if you want to, you could certainly read for another hour, but then if you want to get a long night's rest, you will need to be sleeping from 2 till 8.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. And Justine, you'd manage to get about 2 hours. You just need another 4. Broken sleep is fine. Okay. So.
Okay, so I got 2 hours there, and I got another. So I'm on 75.
Right. So you so this is what actually happens. You get back, and after about 20-25 minutes, Sylvia, Anki, I assume you left the window open for Anklegon.
Yes.
Anki's back.
Okay.
Oh, Squeak.
The baby.
Justine's just very happy to see him.
So, Justine, you're woken up by Anklegon, who
yeah, of course,
lands on your chest and starts doing scritches with his claws.
Baking.
Yeah. So, And you wake up, and he relays to you what he saw. Okay, so what he saw was this creature, this massive creature, and like it is massive, like it's well over 2 meters tall. Looks to be easily 160 kilos or more. Like it's a beast. Like this is a massive hulking creature. Okay, so basically, Angligon was flying along, saying about like between 5 to 10 meters behind it, like close enough that they could see, but not so close that they were at risk of anything. And the creature, it looks like it was like searching. Like as it was flying along, it was scanning along, like looking around with its head, like as if it was searching for something. And this continued on for about 15-20 minutes until it got to kind of just past Montmartre into another area that's also a very running area, lots of tenements, okay? And it suddenly went into a deep dive and went crashing through the window of a tenement house. All right? And Angligon swept in afterwards to watch but hide. And inside the room, it was a single room. There was a young man, a human man, looked to be in his mid-20s, average height, dark wavy hair, like clearly somebody who's lived a tough life, like wearing pretty like not like complete rags, but this is a guy who's obviously grown up in this very poor part of the city and has lived a hard life. His clothes are threadbare and worn, and obviously someone went out a lot. And when the creature landed, standing up in the room, and this guy screamed out, and the creature went for him and grabbed him and threw him against the wall, and like knocked him to the ground. Okay, like concussed, like effortlessly picked him up and threw him against the wall with one hand. Okay, even though this guy is a slightly emaciated guy still. And then looming over him for a minute, the guy was was just cowering in terror. He said, "I don't have it. I'm sorry. I don't have it. I don't have it. Leclerc has it. I'm sorry." And the creature was like, just almost as if it was like sniffing at him. And then it turned around, climbed up onto the windowsill, leapt out, and flew away.
Okay, Justin is going to tell everything to Sylvia.
Okay. So it was Leclerc, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, can I try... Arcane lore wouldn't work, would it? Just
Maybe.
to see what
it
kind
might
of...
if it's a construct.
Maybe, yeah.
Because if it's not a creature, it could have been some sort of a spell or something like that.
That's what I think.
So give me an arcane lore roll. I'm gonna be honest with you, the target number for this is exceptionally high, but maybe you'll get another nat 20.
Yeah.
No, but I got 19.
Okay.
I don't know.
You're on
It's
fire tonight, Justine.
It's the dice you gave me for your scene, so...
Okay, so...
I was gonna ask.
So
ask.
this is an intellect roll. So you got a 19, you have an intellect of 4, and you can add memory to this, which makes it a +5, and you have a +2 on arcane lore. So that makes this a +7 to the roll. So that's a 26. So that is an exceptional roll. Okay. That's stupid. So what you do know, you don't know a lot, but what you do know is that there is like, this is one of those quirky lectures that you would have had back in university in Ghent of like, you know, fun like oddities and theories of the arcane. And when they were talking about constructs, because arcane constructs are sort of a thing, people have attempted them many times, and it said that it was rumored that the Fae, and you guys saw this in the Elven Palace, Cherville, that like some elves would create arcane constructs that would act like house servants, you know. And humans have tried this a few times and had varying degrees of success with them. But there are other types of construct that are rumored to have existed. Okay, so one type of construct that is said to have existed is called a golem, and these are said to be magical creatures made of clay and stone that can be made by powerful, gifted rabbis of the Jewish people, and they are created as protectors of the Jewish people. In certain parts of Central Europe, there are stories of golems having been made to protect the Jewish communities there. And then there's also the story in Christianity of gargoyles. So everybody knows about gargoyles. They're decorative rain spouts in cathedrals. But there are some stories that in the past, it's believed that certain mystics were powerful enough to create gargoyles whose job was to guard cathedrals, okay, or maybe abbeys. Sometimes it was believed that they were to guard them from attackers, that they were, or often that they were to guard the treasures in these cathedrals, in these abbeys, in their reliquaries and the likes. Okay, but it's kind of like one of these things of like people claim to have been able to do this in ages past, but like it's what like people are like skeptical of it. It seems like it's a knowledge that was lost, or that maybe it was just a story that it was never actually real. But you're like, okay, shit, it appears this is real. This does appear to be a gargoyle, and based on
Well, it's real enough because we fucking saw it. Like,
well, it could have been something else, you know. But the fact that the man in the vision was crying out, "I don't have it, I don't have it," and Angligon conveyed an emotion that he thought the gargoyle was searching for something, would maybe tie into this theory that it was
created to protect
something, maybe some sort of a treasure or a relic or something that this guy must have stolen.
Well, I think tomorrow we should definitely tell the others, and I think Aminata would be very good at, you know, we should visit this guy. She would know.
Yeah, we should say. Sure. And ask what kind of cursed treasures he was after.
Yeah, well, as you say, if this man robbed a church, the gargoyle may just be looking for the treasures that were stolen. So, but in the meantime, I think we should probably go to sleep.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Sylvia, you managed to get about 3 hours of reading done tonight, and then you choose.
Great! Oh, awesome.
Well, you had the two.
Oh yeah,
you had the two before when you first got back to the room, and then that additional hour, and then you go to sleep, and to ensure you get your long rest to regain all your mana. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So next morning, everybody wakes up, bright and fresh as daisies. Okay, Sylvia, you lie in a bit longer than you normally would. 8 o'clock for you is a bit of a lie-in, but you do eventually get up, and Justina's made sure that there's some breakfast put aside for you. Okay. And then I guess, what do you two do?
I'm going to write to Aminata on her arcanogram, because I know that they have one.
Yes.
So, and I'm gonna explain, you know, bullet points, and that we're gonna come over, and then maybe pick Gwen up along the way, hopefully, if she's there.
Justine, if you wanted to, you could like write a message to Gwyn and tie it to Angligon and get him to go to Gwyn. If you want.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's all gather at Aminata's house, because Angligon is, I mean, he's familiar with everyone, but he spent a lot of time on Gwyn's neck at some point, so I think he'll be comfortable returning home with her as well. Or not home, returning to Aminata's.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, Aminata, you've just finished breakfast and you're enjoying a morning coffee when you see in the bureau light coming off of your arcanogram, and oh, somebody has sent you a message, and going over to it, you're like, not a lot of people have your number. So you're like, who the hell is this? And then you see it's from Sylvia, who's never sent you a message before, but does have your glyphs, okay? And you see the bullet point message: Gargoyle Montmartre, alive, real.
Looking for something. Broke window of Talman House. Man inside claims Leclerc has it.
Okay, and Gwyn, you're just finishing
en route.
You're finishing your breakfast when you hear a tapping noise on the window of your apartment.
Okay, go and get the window.
You open the window, and Anklegon is perched on the windowsill.
Anky,
I imagine him like a
best boy,
like an owl from the exceptionally transphobic series.
Yeah.
about a certain wizard, just like sticking the leg out.
Yeah, he hands you in his little clawed,
What's this?
clawed foot, a little rolled up piece of paper.
Oh, you're the best boy. You brought me a message, and I'll unroll it and read it, and I'll scratch him while I'm doing that.
Seeing, what does it say?
It says kind of roughly the same things, but a bit more because it's written on a piece of paper, and a bit more descriptive way, as in like something happened yesterday. We're safe in brackets. I think there is a gargoyle in the city that is searching for something. Let's meet at Aminatas ASAP.
Whew. Okay, that's really strange. Okay, come on, Anki, and I'll wrap around. I'll quickly get dressed and wrap him around my neck, and we'll head out and grab a cab.
So you guys.
And yeah, I would grab breakfast for everyone, but I know we're going to Aminatas, so there'll probably be snacks.
Yes. Okay, right. So you guys swing around to Mina's house to tell her, and when you get there, she's up, and it looks like she's packing, and she turns to you and says that she's really sorry, but she's after getting a letter from her uncle. It just arrived this morning, and she needs to go back home. Apparently, there's been some ogres spotted. They think they might have crossed the border from Arcadia, and they basically need her help. But she hopes she'll deal with it as quickly as she can and be back soon, because she is conscious that you're kind of in a state of flux right now in the city. But she's like, we're short of people at the moment, so they need her to get back. So she's going to be jumping on a train this morning back to Switzerland.
You can see Sylvia looks quite upset about this, but she's trying not. She's not saying anything, but you can see kind of like she's not happy.
Justina's not trying anything. She is just not happy and upset. Both that we don't have a tank, and also because it's Mina.
Please be safe. I know that about fighting giants, but please, don't let them eat you. You have the glyphs for our arcanogram, so do stay in touch if you can. But please look after yourself. This is slowly getting more and more awkward.
Honestly, I'll be fine. I would have been nice to have my new magic halberd, but I'll be fine.
And
Justina's just going to give me a big hug and say, I promise to punch whoever is stealing from the church on your behalf.
Wait, somebody's stealing from the church?
Potentially. Maybe.
Whoa,
don't know yet.
Hold on. Wait, somebody is stealing from the church? You tell me this as I'm about to leave?
We will take care of it, and I will keep you updated.
What if it's a holy relic of a saint?
Then we will
get it back.
And she's like really upset by this. She's looking really conflicted that you've just told her somebody is stealing from the church, and Mina, the devout Catholic, is like, I've got to leave to fight some giant kin in Switzerland.
And look after your brother. I think it's best that he stays out of the
Well,
fighting.
no, he won't be involved in any of these fights. But
Good.
that's part of why my uncle messaged me, because we are short of people at the moment. The war, you know, it was, yes, and since the war, some of the Fae are being a bit more disruptive than they have previously been. So,
Of course, but yeah, make sure that your brother does not get involved. He is not for that.
no, he won't. He won't be. If any, he would be staying back home to guard the farm. That will be his job. Though the ogres won't get anywhere near the farm. Anyway, look, I can't believe I'm missing thieves stealing from the church. Honestly, what's the world coming to?
I'm sorry,
people need to find their way back to the grace of God. And she's muttering to herself as she's packing her stuff away.
Sylvia's gonna look at Gwen like, don't fucking say a word.
Gwen's not there. Gwen is not there. But
Thankfully, Gwen is not there.
Gwen is like, you get this shiver down your spine as you
Yeah,
sense something.
I sure do.
I sure do.
It's like aroma of smoke and shit.
Okay, right. So, lots of big heartfelt hugs to Mina as she prepares to get the train back to Zurich to help her family fight some ogres, something that she's very good at. She helped you kill an ogre only a couple of months ago and did a lot of damage to that creature single-handedly. So, yeah, she knows what she's doing. No better woman. And the rest of you two jump in a cab. Couple of coppers getting to Amanada's house, and Gwyn, you with Anklegon also get to Amanada's house, and Amanada, within about like 10 minutes, all your friends, minus Mina, you notice her absence, and they explain where she is, have all arrived as you guys sit down and try to wrap your heads around the fact that gargoyles are real and are in Paris, but also the fact that there's a gargoyle in Paris.
Bizarre and terrifying.
Yes, I think that this is a perfect place to briefly pause in our story. So, folks, we will be back in just 5 minutes' time. Don't go away anywhere, and we will see what happens next.
Ooh.
Fucking gargoyle.
Fae Earth is a tabletop role-playing game set in an alternate 19th century Earth, where all the creatures from folklore and fairy tale are real, have always been real, and live openly alongside humanity. It is a game based heavily on folklore, in which the Fae and magical beings depicted are as they were described in the original stories from whence they came. This means, when you play Fae Earth, you will find yourself coming across many creatures whose names are very familiar, but whose appearance, personalities, and powers are very different from what you might be used to. It is a world, however, in which the Fae have developed alongside humanity, and while in many ways they are similar in how they appeared in fairy tales, in other ways they are also advanced in a similar fashion to humans. This means that as well as finding fairies and dryads living in nature, you will also find centaur cavalry and dwarven riflemen. The world of Fae Earth is one in which most people try to avoid the Fae, treating them with a healthy respect at a distance. But you will still find people who wish to adventure, exploring abandoned Fae mounds, hoping to find treasure and lost magic. There are two playable lineages in Fae Earth, a mundane human and the Fae Touched. These are humans who have Fae in their ancestry and who carry some of this magical blood in them, which grants them minor magical abilities as well as physical differences to other humans. There are also 7 playable professions in this game. As you explore the world of Fae Earth, you will find parts of it that are familiar to our historical 19th century, but other areas that are original. These include Fae nations such as Jotunheim in the north above Norway, Sweden and Finland, in which can be found the dark-skinned northern dwarfs, as well as the ice giants and trolls. Jotunheim trades with human nations, exchanging their lumber, dwarven steelworks and other products, for food and goods that are not so easily obtained in the frozen north. As well as the Fae nations in Europe, within human civilizations you will find Magitech, the merging of machines with the arcane, both to help drive this new industrial age, as well as the everyday lives of ordinary individuals. The artificers of human towns and cities spend their days making magically powered devices for both the capitalists running factories and the housewives and labourers of society, although they will also make items for adventurers who have enough coin. Fey Earth uses a simple D20 system, similar to other popular D20 tabletop role-playing games. It has a very simple set of mechanics with 8 ability scores. Your score in an ability is your modifier to your dice roll, as well as other modifiers for having relevant skills and talents. This creates a very simple set of mechanics using flat modifiers that is easy and quickly learned. Fey Earth classes. The Druids, who learn magic through their connection with nature, are especially skilled in dealing with the Fey and also specialize in a specific element for which they have a great affinity. When they are performing magics using that particular element, they are even more powerful. The Mystics. These religious spellcasters gain their connection with magic either through praying to their gods or through their connection with ancestral spirits. The Mystics also have access to a wide range of magic, though many become gifted healers. Mystics often take a sacred vow, through which they try to better guide their own actions. These vows grant them additional boons and spells. The fighter is a profession which seems simple on the surface, but is one which provides a great degree of customization. Fighters specialize in combat feats. These are special maneuvers they train in, which they can use in combat to tailor their actions, allowing them to cause greater injuries or deflect attacks against themselves or their allies. A fighter's chosen weapon develops as they do, its power increasing as the character advances. The Gunslinger. In this late 19th century world, guns have become a very important aspect of combat. Gunslingers are highly trained fighters who specialize in the use of firearms. Gunslingers learn additional skills, allowing them to perform a wide range of special maneuvers in combat, making them master ranged fighters. The Sorcerer. Sorcerers are the academics of the magical world. While druids and mystics will train with their religious orders, most sorcerers learn magic by studying it in universities or by becoming an apprentice. Sorcerers view magic like a mathematical science. They often learn new spells through experimentation or research, though this may lead to magical mishaps with temporary or sometimes permanent effects. The Rogues are a mixed profession. Skilled in subterfuge and stealth, but also able to handle themselves in a fight. Unlike other professions, when playing a rogue, you can choose at a higher level to take a specific archetype. This enhanced training gives the rogue additional skills, talents, and feats. Alternatively, there is a Shadowcaster archetype, which gives the rogue access to spells from the spheres of Twilight and Chaos. The Witch. While a magical profession, unlike other spellcasters, witches draw their magic from physical objects, using plants, herbs, household materials, and even animal parts in casting their spells. Witches are also able to make amulets they can use to aid themselves or their allies. The amulets have a variety of functions, though most provide various forms of protection or defense. As the witch grows in power, so too do the amulets they create. We hope to have sparked your interest, and we look forward to welcoming you to this world of folklore, fairy tale, and magic. Welcome to Fey Earth.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, there's nothing worse than
Yeah, but
so
like,
gross.
you can kind of you can deal with some things, but nausea and fever is just like
Straight to bed. Yeah.
all bets are off. If it was a stuffy nose, you could kind of be like, I'll just like be miserable,
Yeah.
fine, whatever. But like even sinus pain, you're again like, okay, fine, this is annoying.
You can struggle
whatever.
through, but that you can't. You just have to sleep it off.
Okay, folks, and we are back. We are down a player. Tendai unfortunately had to log out because they were feeling well. So just give me one moment while I fix the overlay. Joys of using Google Meets: when somebody drops out of a call, everybody gets jumbled around. It will take me 2 minutes, and I will have this all fixed.
Oh, or our names all in the wrong place.
No, everybody's just moving around. Everybody's in their own spots. Like, yeah.
Who am I now?
No, I fix you.
Gonna start acting like Gwen, just setting shit on fire and trying to shag everything.
That's pretty much not much else to it. That sums it up.
I'm sorry, there is far more to it than she
There's also pretty face.
There is that. There is. Thank you.
What did Panina say?
There's also a pretty face.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
And she loves Anki very much.
Sorry,
There is
folks.
that.
Apologies for the interruptions, but we are now back. Thank you for sticking around. Okay, welcome back to Faearth, an indie TTRPG set in an alternate 19th century Earth where all the creatures from folklore and fairy tale are real, have always been real, and live alongside humanity. When last we left our heroes, the party, having returned from their fight in the workshop of a rival artificer and retrieving some stolen goods, had gone back to their respective homes. Sylvia, planning on spending the night studying the Tome of the Sage, which will permanently increase her resolve by +1, was about 2 hours into her reading for the night, planning on staying up all night and using the restoration spell to remove the exhaustion from this. Heard the sounds of people screaming on the streets outside. Herself and Justine went out pursuing, and they saw a large, shadowy, humanoid figure flying through the night sky. They were not able to keep up with it though. So Justine sent Anklegon to continue to track the creature, and Anki did, and witnessed it flying through the window of a tenement house and attacking a man who was crying out that he did not have it, whatever it was, that it was with an individual called Leclerc. And then the creature that Anklegon could clearly see was actually some sort of a gargoyle left. The party the next morning have all met up and arranged to regroup at Aminata's home, where they plan on discussing what to do next.
I think we should pay a visit to that mysterious man.
I agree.
Yeah.
Find out what it is and who Leclerc is, and then perhaps pay Leclerc a visit and see what we learn from there. You know, they might try to say that they don't know what we're talking about, but you know, I think the sight of a fairy dragon, the fact that we know all of this, that should hopefully intimidate them into telling us.
Okay. Right.
Or we could just rely on Aminata's wonderful personality.
So is that the plan?
Sounds
You're
good.
gonna head back up
Yeah,
to
that's our only lead. So,
Montmartre, back to the tenement house that Anklegon followed the creature to?
Yeah, that seems to be our best bet.
Sounds like a plan.
So you just jump in a cab and head back. Well, Aminata says they're gonna stick around and like talk to some contacts and see if they can find out if there's anybody with the name Leclerc who might be somebody that might be dealing in stolen, relics and similar items. Okay.
Yeah. On the way, I would like to ask a similar thing of Josephine. I'll pop her a message.
You send her a minute script spell.
Yeah.
And what do you say?
I will say, oh my god, how to even describe this? Saw a giant gargoyle.
That's 4 words.
Down to investigate someone called Montclair.
Leclerc.
Leclerc.
So saw
Leclerc.
a giant gargoyle. Gone to now. It's a number of messages equal to your intellect, resolve, or charm plus level. So for you, this would be resolve, which is 3, plus your level 8. So that's 11 words that you can use. So saw a giant gargoyle. Gone to investigate. What else did you say?
Something Montclair. What did I say?
Leclerc.
Oh my gosh, what did I say? I've totally forgotten now. But gone to investigate someone called Leclerc.
Call Leclerc. You have 1 word.
Gwyn.
Gwyn. Okay. Right. About 5 minutes later, you get a message back from her. Okay. Yeah. Obviously, she is a lot more
A million
powerful
words.
than you. So
Yeah.
yes. So for her, it is. Okay. Gargoyle. I did not think they were real. Don't know Leclerc. Be careful. Let me know what happens next.
Ridiculous. Gwyn will respond with her 11 use words and say, "Will do. Hope to see you later." Gwyn. 8. With an X. Did they do that in Victorian times? I don't know. Whatever the equivalent is.
Okay. Okay. So, right. You get off. You get off of the cab back in Montmartre, and Justine, you kind of following Anki. He kind of leads you to the tenement, and you find this building. It's like there's a block of tenement buildings, terraced buildings, and you go up. It's like 3 stories up, and you're figuring out where he was. He was like in a room towards the front of the building. This is a standard Parisian tenement. It's pretty awful. There's probably maybe 6 or more families here. Each family living in a room with like easily 6 or 7 people in a room. Like, it's pretty awful conditions, you know. And you do come to you're pretty sure that you're at the door of the room that the gargoyle burst through. Do you just kick down the door and knock? What do you do?
I'm gonna knock, I think.
Yeah, I'd say we be polite and knock and see if anything happens.
Okay, so after a minute you hear the sounds of footsteps, and you hear the sounds of locks being turned, and a moment later the door is opened by a man. He's the same man that you saw through Anklagon's vision, a human in his mid-20s, okay? Has the look of somebody who's lived a tough, hard life, average height, kind of just a lean frame. He's just very tired looks. He's got one side of his face is pretty badly bruised and slightly swollen. His cheek is badly swollen. Maybe he broke something from where the gargoyle flung him against the wall, as he's kind of looking at you all suspiciously, not knowing any of you, not recognizing any of you. Says, "Yes, who are you?"
Good morning. And Gwyn is going to slide her foot into the space between the door and the frame. While smiling at him. Good morning.
It's going
It's
to
made-
sound mad, but we need to talk to you. We
And-
might be able to help.
We are here to try and help you, and maybe also heal your injuries. You received a nasty shock and some quite terrible bruising to your face, I see.
I walked into a door.
You did not look into
Yeah,
a
a
door. You
stone
might
door with a massive fist, wings about 3 meters in span, and an ugly snout.
How do you know that? It was just me and that creature alone in the room. How could you possibly know that?
Oh, we are
Oh.
very powerful witches.
Yeah.
We know all sorts of things.
Ben, you are a bitch.
Witches. Oh,
She is a bitch. I am a druid.
Do not turn me into a frog, please.
Well, if you're a good little boy and answer our questions, we won't.
He's looking terrified now, like he's genuinely scared.
Oh, Finn, please stop. I'm gonna heal him. I'm gonna cast minor healing word, and I'm gonna spend 4 mana on it.
Okay.
Oh god damn it. Okay, so 5 for 9 points.
Okay. Do you use any particular magical healing words when you cast a spell?
I'm just going to kind of make it look like I'm going to touch his face, and let me take a look, and I'm just going to say, let me take a look at that for you, and as I do,
the healing energies reduce the swelling and heal the wound up slightly as he flinches away from you. He's like, how did you do that?
I am not a witch, but I do possess healing. We all possess different magics, and we are here to help. So about what attacked you last night.
He steps away from the door and lets the swing open. You can see in his hand he was holding a small knife, kind of rusty, pretty old looking. And he just kind of, his arm is limp at his side, like he's still holding the knife, but like not in any sort of threatening fashion.
Oh well,
That is
need that
definitely not
anymore.
going to help you.
Please come in.
Okay, so why would such a creature want to associate with you?
You have to be completely honest. If you're not honest, we will know. Just like we knew it attacked you.
So we won't be able to help, and maybe it will come back.
Okay, look,
We can tell a liar a mile away.
Sylvia is looking at quickly. You're being so mean to this poor child.
He's not a child. He's a man in his mid-20s.
I
He's
know.
a grown
I
adult.
Older than Sylvia. He's not a child.
I know, but it's just
Like
sorry.
he's a grown-ass man in his mid-20s. Okay.
And we need answers.
Okay. Look, my mother once worked as a cleaner in Notre Dame, and you know, when I was a child, she used to tell me stories of all of the wonders that were stored in the reliquary down in the crypts. And about a year or so ago, I was down in the catacombs with some friends, and I came upon some tunnels in the catacombs that led into what appears to have been an old forgotten entrance in the cathedral into the crypt. I may have mentioned it to 1 or 2 people, and then a man that I know, not a friend, but who I know from the area, Marcel Leclerc, he heard of it and he convinced me that maybe we could go in and steal something. He said that he knows lots of wealthy private collectors who like to keep old relics from the church, and that we would split the money. So 2 nights ago we went in. I showed, using the tunnels that I knew of, we went into the reliquary and we stole an item. It looks like it looks like maybe a piece of bone, but covered in gold and precious stones. It was pretty valuable looking.
They love pieces of people to worship.
I think it's magical though, because when we were coming back through the tunnels, I cut myself on a piece of rusted metal, and I was the one holding the relic, and my wound closed.
Hmm.
Okay.
That is interesting.
So you had a relic of great power and healing, it seems.
Leclerc, when he saw that, he was even more excited. He said we'd get 5 times the money for it. And then he said he needed to take it to a man to show it to him, and I gave it to him last night, but I haven't seen him since. Now I'm worried that the bastard maybe ran off with it and was planning on keeping the money for himself.
Oh,
if anything, he's probably
almost.
dead.
Almost certainly, but it seems yes, Dean, you were saying very powerful mystics can create creatures to guard treasure, and I think that in stealing this relic you evokes a creature, and now it is looking for the treasure.
Mhm.
It came to you because you had used it, but the reason you are still alive is because the creature was able to tell that you did not have it. I think it will now be looking for Leclerc, you said his name was? So he is, well, if you don't find him, he will probably be killed.
Well, this is what I don't understand. Why did the creature come after me when he's the one who has the relic?
Well,
What drew it to me?
You used it, I think.
Blood? Did it touch the relic?
Can I try to get arcane lore and see why the creature might have been drawn to?
So you can give me an arcane lore roll, and Sylvia, you can, and Gwyn, both of you can give me fail rolls.
Okay.
So that's 13 plus
Oh
9.
my god, I am rolling so bad.
And your arcane lore.
And my arcane lore 19 plus memory.
Yeah, so that's a
20.
20. Okay.
11.
Okay, so Justine, you're not entirely certain. You think maybe the fact that he was healed by the magic of this relic might have created some sort of a mark on him that the creature sensed.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And maybe just even the pure fact that he held the relic.
Well, the fact that it went for him and not the other guy who physically has it, you think is probably because
Sure.
But that
maybe he was the first person to touch. Yeah.
Or you're not sure. Like maybe it was that the creature followed this trait, this like scent, if you will, first. But that's what you're guessing is probably why the creature went after him, even though he didn't have the item on him. That it would have, the fact that it's magic
well, he probably
used
kind of stronger face.
Yeah. So he says, do you think that is it going to come back?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I hope not, because I think if you did not have it, it would not come back looking for it again.
Okay.
I don't know. Some of those bonds can be fairly difficult to break once they're formed. If he kills Leclerc, what's to say he won't come back here?
What's Justine's guess if it's going to get back or not? Should I give you a fresh awareness roll, or is
I'd say based on what you from that in your previous role that on gargoyles, like they protected things. So you guess if it found the relic, it would return it to the reliquary and would probably go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Having completed its task, it would go back to sleep to guard the cathedral.
I do not believe this creature is out for vengeance, but I do think that robbing churches is probably not the best idea in the world.
Well, personally, I applaud your efforts on disseminating the church's wealth. I like you. I didn't at first, but now I do.
Oh, Gwyn, you a man that you do not hate.
It's a valiant effort. The church has more wealth than it will ever need.
Yeah.
But now, how do we keep you alive?
probably be okay. We should. Do you know anything about where this man Leclerc lives?
No, I mean he's from around the area. I don't know exactly where he lives. We'd see each other sometimes in some of the local taverns. I
What does he
don't.
look like?
He's about he's about the same height as me, lean, fairly agile frame. He's very well dressed up. He likes to wear very fancy tailored clothes. He kind of stands out here, you know. Like a lot of his time is spent mingling with the wealthy upper classes so he can steal from them, so he dresses the part.
Actually, would you have anything of his?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, Gwyn here, she can find people through their possessions. It's it's a power that she has. We all have our own talents, you understand.
Well, which tavern is it you would guess that you would frequent tonight, maybe?
Honestly, I doubt he's there. I mean, if he has the relic, he's probably gone to try to get it to a cellar or something.
Yeah, he's looking for a buyer.
So how do we find this man?
Oh man.
Will
You're
the gargoyle maybe fly
You're
again
located.
tonight?
Followed by a giant flying piece of rock.
Exactly. Maybe we wait in the area,
I mean,
see if it returns.
If like the creature's from the cathedral, so I'm assuming that it went back there. I don't know. I mean, nobody's talking about seeing any creatures flying through the air right now, so I'm guessing that means it only comes out at night.
It sleeps during the day.
Maybe.
So if we go to Notre Dame, we can wait, see where it goes.
Okay.
When
Yeah.
it's twilight.
And then it awakens, we can follow it. Or Justine, I think Anki would be safe. He could follow it and, report back.
Yeah. Yes.
How far is Notre Dame from where we are now, Neil?
Probably about 35 minutes, maybe 40-ish.
Okay.
Like Paris is.
And we've a lot of the day left.
It's still morning. It's like 10:30.
But if this gargoyle is only coming out at night, and your locate person spell only works if you know the person or have something of theirs. Am I right?
You would not be able to cast that to.
It wouldn't work on a description.
No.
So, so that and if we had scrying, or if one of us had scrying, it would be the same kind of thing.
Yeah. So.
Sorry, I'm thinking out loud.
I do have scrying. I learned it from Melisande's Book of Shadows, but
oh, nice.
I don't think that's going to help.
No,
I think probably the best person to follow it.
We'll have to wait for it to become active then. Because it's not like we can start going around to random taverns in Paris and be like,
yeah,
do you see this guy? No,
your dark mirror spell, just like the locate person spell, Gwyn. You focus on a person or place that you know, that you have an item associated with or a photograph of, or focus on a place that you have visited or have an item from. So neither of those things, unfortunately, are relevant for you. So
I think we'll just have to go, and when it gets dark, wait, see where it goes, and follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, was there anyone else with you, or?
It's just the two of us.
Okay.
Who else lives here? The two of you? Okay.
So,
well, here's
he lives on his own.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. This dude, he doesn't know where this guy lives.
No.
He lives
okay.
So, is your plan now just to spend the day waiting until nightfall when you'll go to Notre Dame?
I'm gonna read. That's
Alright,
what I'm gonna do.
right. So it's
Gwyn is going to spend some time looking for the ingredients for that charm of hers.
which one is it?
The amulet.
Which amulet?
Grab my book of shadows. It's the last one I need to craft
Was
from
it
my last
friendship?
leveling. It is friendship. Yes, minor amulet of friendship. I need something like a heart-shaped token, so I will do some shopping.
Yeah. So you could pick up a heart-shaped token from a jeweler's.
Yeah.
Some of that probably costs you about 5 silver.
I might do some thrifting, maybe around some of the more bohemian areas. If Sylvia is going back and is reading, I'll probably hang around Montmartre if there's any kind of cool markets or anything there. See if I can pick up something.
Okay.
I love mom.
So,
Mhm.
and Justine, what's your plan?
I'd like to make an amulet for myself, ideally, but considering that we're not getting night rest, there is no point because I'm going to spend mana on mana receptacle that I'm going to use.
Yeah.
So
You don't know
there
what's
is no
going to
point in
happen.
that.
You may
Pay
need
off
mana.
my
So I would rather keep my mana for myself,
Yes.
and I have, my kind of main mana receptacle with 30 extra mana. So I'm just going to study my cleric's diary.
Okay. Right. All right. I would say it's about 11 o'clock by the time, Sylvia, you get back to your room, and if you want to get to Notre Dame just before nightfall, you'll want to be getting there about 9ish.
Yeah.
So you could, in theory, get about 10 hours.
Amazing.
Actually, we'll say 9 hours realistically, which is still
Okay,
pretty
well,
good.
I'm now on 84.
On how many days?
I have one. After this, I'll have 1 day
Okay.
left.
All right.
So tomorrow, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do.
So 84, you have 16 hours of reading left to do.
Yes.
Okay, right. Okay, cool. Super. So, is there anything else that any of you are planning? Oh, Gwyn, do you contact Josephine to tell her to update her? Or do you go to visit her to update
I'll
her?
give her updates. Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
going to cast minute script, or are you just going to go up to the shop?
You know what? I think I would go to the shop. Yeah, I have all day to kill and nothing else to do once I get my token. So
Okay, so as I said, the token costs you about, let's say, 4 silver, okay? And then 4 or 5 silver, but if you're shopping around Montmartre, you get it for 4, okay? And then you head to the shop, and when she sees you, she's dealing with some customers, and when they're gone, they look like fairly wealthy guys. They're probably factory owners, talking to her about, arcane pistons and engines for their factory machinery. And then once they're gone, she says, "Oh, my dear," she comes over, gives you a big kiss on the cheek. So a gargoyle?
well, wonderful to see you. Yes, I thought I'd come and update you.
Yes, please.
So it would seem that a gargoyle from Notre Dame has escaped. It was following a Catholic relic of some sort that was stolen, and is hunting down the thieves.
I've heard
It's very
stories
exciting,
of
really.
that. I thought that such things were just a myth.
I had never thought it possible.
Yeah.
I thought they were merely for decoration.
They mostly are, but it would seem there is stories. I thought there were myths that some of the mystics in centuries past, some of the priests had powers and magic strong enough that they could actually enchant their gargoyles to protect their churches, their cathedrals, and so forth. I always thought that they were just a fairy tale, but it would seem there's some truth to that.
Yeah, fascinating.
Yes.
I would have thought they were absolutely magically impotent, really, but there you go. Interesting. You learn something new every day.
Oh no, the church has always had certain members who are quite gifted in magic, less so now than in centuries past. As you know yourself, there are less born across Europe with the arcane spark than in centuries past.
Yes, I thought a lot of that was just posturizing.
No.
To scare people like us, but
No,
yeah,
no,
how
there
interesting.
was genuine, and like some of these saints that people venerate were simply men and women gifted in magic.
Mm. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Perhaps there is something to this then, because the thieves seem to have found some sort of jewel-encrusted bone that possibly had healing powers.
Oh,
And that's what the gargoyle is after.
I see. So what is your plan? Do you know what
Well,
the creature's
we have the
intent
bare
is?
bones of a plan, if you will. We are going to follow
I
the
see what you
gargoyle
did
this
there.
evening. And that is the some of our plan, to be
Wait,
honest.
you are going to what?
We're going to follow it.
How?
Use Anki, possibly, to relay the information back to Justine.
How will you be able to keep up with a creature that is flying through the air?
I don't
Oh,
think
she
we
doesn't
will.
know about Anki, does she?
Oh, she does.
She
She
does.
surely. You do know of Anklegon, the
I'm
Great,
pretty
our fairy
sure
dragon.
I think she has seen him once or twice.
She's seen him
Saw
once
him
or
in the
twice,
dress.
yeah.
And she definitely
In
would
the
have seen.
dress.
No, but she definitely would have seen Lanky when you were fighting Tournier in the workshop.
And I think she did see him at the ball at the very end.
In the at the very end, she saw it moving in Gwyn's dress.
Yeah, I think she did. So she is aware of the creature.
So we will use the fairy dragon to try and follow him, and he will relay information back to Justine.
What if I gave you Jerome and my carriage?
That would be wonderful. That would greatly assist.
He could certainly keep track and pace with any creature.
I don't doubt it. That would be wonderful. Yes, I will absolutely take you up on that offer.
Of course.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
No, my dear.
Perhaps if I live to see the evening through, we might meet later.
Please, it's just a gargoyle. I say as if
Should
I
be
know
easy.
what the powers of the creature are, but I assume
We shall see.
it's.
I will let you know.
Don't let it get too close. I would.
I don't intend to.
I would hate for your beautiful features to be marred.
As would I. It would be tragic. Well, I will mind myself. Don't you worry.
Good. So
Excellent. So go
you
find Jerome.
Yeah, you arrange with Jerome that he's going to meet you at Notre Dame at about 9 o'clock. Okay.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll skedaddle back towards Montmartre then.
Okay.
The others.
So we can this time skip to 9 o'clock. Yeah. You guys are all at the three of you are at Notre Dame. Amanada is saying that they're trying to track down his buyer just in case this plan doesn't work. Like, they're fairly confident that yous will be able to handle it between the three of you. It's just one creature, a big tough scary creature, but you fought an ogre, you know. They're fairly confident.
Hopefully we can get away with not killing him.
And but they're just trying to see if they can track down maybe who the buyer is, in case this doesn't work, you know. So the three of you get to Notre Dame, and Jerome pulls up with a carriage outside the plaza, and basically he's just chilling. He's like, "So, Madame Gauthier said we're chasing a gargoyle?
Yep.
Shouldn't be hard. They're made of stone. They don't move."
Oh, this one does. Jerome.
You're so funny, my dear Jerome.
You will see.
It's always something with you lot, isn't it?
We can't keep out
It's not
approval.
our fault at all. It flew past our house.
Exactly. It flew past your house. There's nearly of the hundreds of thousands of people living in the city of Paris, yours is the house that flew past.
It flew past many houses. We just
Including yours. It didn't fly past my house. I don't have any strange creatures made of stone flying past me. It's always...
It wasn't our fault. Some idiot decided to rob a church.
Well, you seem to be surrounded by idiots.
You will see. You will see.
We have nothing to do with it. What happened?
How about we just get into the carriage, wait, and I'll keep an eye out. Like, okay. So you all.
We think it will fly when it's dark.
Well, thankfully for you, there's many street lamps around here, and I can see very well in the dark.
Okay.
As you know, Jerome, he's Fey touch. You're pretty sure it's Goblin Fey blood that he has. He's very small, very slight, and he has like golden eyes like a goblin. So you're like he'll be able to see in the dark, no problem with those Fey eyes of his. So.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
So, yous are waiting around. Night does fall, but nothing has happened. Okay, until eventually, at midnight, you hear a sound from your room. It's like, wait, I think I see movement on. Yes, there's something. Oh, man, it's big.
Sorry, Neil. Can I have been reading while this was going while we were waiting?
Sure, we'll say you get another 2 hours in.
Hey.
Okay. And he says, "Man, it's big.
Yeah.
It's moving pretty fast. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's
Let's
go.
go. Hold on." And he cracks the reins, and the horses start to go. And in a moment, you feel that sensation as the carriage slips through the shadows, so he can leap from one shadow to the next, moving much faster than a mundane carriage could, keeping track with this hulking form that's flying through the night sky of Paris. And then this pursuit goes on for like quite some time, for a good 15 minutes, maybe more, maybe 20 minutes, until eventually you're getting towards the outskirts of the city. Okay. Yeah, you're kind of getting much further out. You've gotten past the city boundary until he finally gets to. You see, there's this small little house. Looks like an abandoned farmhouse. Okay, up a couple of 100 meters up ahead of you. All right, and the gargoyle is flying up ahead. He is a bit ahead of you, and it lands on the ground as the carriage is careening along at a great speed. And he even jumps a couple of shadows as the gargoyle comes up, hulking form, to the door, grabs the door with his clawed hands and rips it away
Ooh.
from the hinges and throws it down on the ground as the creature goes to get in. As the carriage is just pulled up outside, he says, "I'm not getting out," as Jerome just gestures to the building.
That's okay. You stay here.
Our turn.
So
Let's
you
go.
jump out and you start to race in.
Please
Yes.
try not to set everything on fire.
So racing, as you are just racing, you hear the sounds of gunshot from inside the house. Okay.
Okay.
And running in, you see, two figures. You see the gargoyle. It's 2+ meter hulking form standing in front of a man. You're in a bare room that was probably some sort of a living room type space at one point. There's an abandoned fire. There's some rotting furniture, and you see this guy, mid-30s, quite well dressed, lean, kind of agile frame, but he has a certain, there's a coldness to his face, to his features. Like, he doesn't, while he may be dressed like a gentleman, he does not give off the air of a gentleman as he's pointing a revolver at the creature, shooting at it. And as you see the bullets hit, they are striking, but they seem to be mostly glancing off the creature, as if its flesh is just incredibly dense.
Sylvia is just going to say, I think if you give the creature back what you have stolen, you will be safe.
At this stage, he's like, click, click, click. He's emptied his revolver. And he's like, mad. And he looks at you all, looks at the gargoyle, glances at a window to his right, and runs and leaps through the window. The glass is broken.
Oh, for God's sake.
As he leaps out, and the gargoyle turns around and barrels straight past you all.
Egypt.
Sylvia is just like,
When you're in its way. Hold on. As he just kind of swings at you and kind of knocks you to the side. Thankfully, you manage to dodge it slightly, so you're not injured. But this creature is fucking strong, as it just kind of knocks you to the side. 'Cause you literally happened to be in front of it when it turned around, you know. And it was like, get out of my way, as it goes out through the door after this guy. What are you all doing?
Let's follow it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the guy who's left a look in a very.
Oh, he's already gone out the building.
He's
okay.
out the window.
Yeah, he literally
Okay.
leapt out the window quite agilely.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
What's the dealio with casting spells on a moving target?
I mean, as long as they're in range.
No penalties or anything.
No, well, what's the spell you want to cast?
Major harming word
Oh God,
On
God.
who?
on the gargoyle.
Okay. Just give me one moment, please.
Mm,
We're fucked, aren't we?
I don't want to hurt the gargoyle either.
As long as he's running, your man will be running. I'm guessing.
Hmm.
The stone lad is just doing his job, like.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Wait, no, that's wrong. Apologies. Sorry, one sec. I didn't update my initiative tracker, which is where I keep things like grip points and the likes.
Okay, well, can I see this Leclerc guy?
Yeah, you do see him. He's just outside.
Okay, well, I'll target him instead.
Oh no, like it's fine. Like if you want to target this guy, I was just like so. It's.
I think that makes sense. I kind of pictured him as being at the back of a building or something, but I'll
He's off
target
to the
him.
side, like he jumped out the window, and the gargoyle has
Yeah.
just stepped out in front of you. The gargoyle's about 2 meters from you. Actually, wait. Now that I think about it, the only way you'll see Leclerc is if you like run out of the building after him. But if you're just casting this as the gargoyle passes you, the gargoyle is the only thing that you can see.
No, I'll follow out of the building and then cast it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
On Leclerc.
Yes.
Okay. So major harming word, yes.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. We go in.
Oh, Gwen, why?
So
It could be fireball.
wait, is that? I thought major harming word had a
No, it doesn't have a save.
It
No, it
does
doesn't.
not have
Okay,
a
right.
save.
We
So,
know this from last time.
How much mana are you spending?
I'm gonna do 3d6s.
So that is 12 mana.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
oh my
Let's
God.
go.
So that's 3d6
3d6s.
Are you looking
plus,
at this guy?
plus 5.
3d6 plus 5. That is mediocre. A 3, a 5, and a 2. So it's 10, 15.
You describe what the spell looks like.
So similar to last time, this kind of black purple haze comes out of Gwyn's mouth and envelops this guy and starts to seep into his ears as his eyes grow cloudy.
Okay, so you do that. He like cries out in terror as this black smoke seeps into his ears, and his eyes appear to fill with smoke as well, and he drops to the ground unconscious.
I'm gonna run over and cast stabilize. Well, no, actually, I'll cast minor healing word. I'll spend like 4 mana
Okay.
on him.
The gargoyle goes up to him, puts a claw down, rips away at his coat,
Okay.
reaches for an object wrapped in fabric, pulls away at the fabric with his giant clawed hands, and you see this glint of gold in the creature's massive paw.
Okay.
As it turns and looks at you all, has these like white, almost like silvery eyes. Okay, like no pupil, no iris, just like silvery eyes. Okay. As it crouches down and launches up into the air, its wings extending out with a snap as it takes flight, heading back towards the city.
I'm gonna heal him. I'm gonna spend 4 mana. 4 mana. So that would be 9 points.
Okay, right. He gasps as his eyes come open, coughing out. As he's like, "What happened to me? Did that where's the creature gone?"
It's God footage. It came for
And you see him like, merde.
You're welcome to go back and steal it and be hunted again, if you wish.
Kind of like glares at you. He's like, no.
You're welcome, by the way. You'd be dead if not for us.
Kind of tries to like straighten his now badly ripped clothing as he slowly pulls himself to his feet, looking around. He's like unsure of what to do, but not liking the situation that he is currently in.
Look, I am not going to judge your circumstances, but robbing churches is possibly not the best idea. It turns out the stories about powerful mystics creating constructs to guard the treasures are true, so...
And he just kind of turns and starts walking away towards in the direction of Paris. He's like, and you hear him this under his breath, think, "Look, next time I'll just steal from a smaller church." And he just kind of heads.
Good luck with that.
Jerome is just kind of casually chill, leaning on this, like in his driver's seat. He says, "Well, that went pretty well. You aren't dead."
Yeah.
That was a big ass creature, wasn't it?
No, he was only there for the bone, you know.
Which is probably good, because I wouldn't want to fight something like that.
No.
I don't know what our chances would have been without me
I
now.
am annoyed that I had to waste my power on such a man, but anyway. Look.
And also, I would hate to destroy the gargoyle. Let's
No,
imagine we could have had the chances. It's such a miracle. It's fantastic.
I didn't want to have to fight it. I want to know more about the powers that can create something like this. You know, it's very interesting.
I know.
I'm certainly going to want to learn more about the relic, and also how would you go about creating such a creature?
Well, who knows? Maybe let him go. They can help you with that.
I do not study magic the same way she does, but certainly I suppose I could talk to her.
Maybe you could grow a talking tree.
I could, maybe.
Shall we head back to the city?
Christine is just giggling, knowing how they spend their pastime, just sitting in silence, studying, and imagining being like, yeah, talking tree is fucking what you need for sure.
So you all climb back into the carriage. It's after midnight at this stage. Jerome brings you back into the city. First of all, dropping off Sylvia and Justine and Montmartre, and then Gwyn dropping you off to your apartment, saying good night, heading to bed, except for Sylvia, who I assume is staying up to read.
I am.
Okay.
I have one day left, and I'm so close. I can like almost taste it.
You stay up reading as exhaustion starts to hit you. As the sun is coming up, you cast your restoration spell so you can continue through. Having gotten another 7 hours done throughout the night.
Yep.
9 hours left to do in this day.
I'm on 90. I'm on 93. So it's 7 hours.
7 hours left to do in this day. All right.
And then I will have to go 5.
I think that is a perfect place to pause in our story. So, thank you everybody for a fun night. Thank you for those of you who joined us tonight on our stream. As always, you can find our content on our itch.io page, fey-earth.itch.io.
And support Kickstarter. It's amazing.
The Kickstarter has launched this morning. This is my second attempt at a Kickstarter for Fey Earth. I am hopeful that this time around it will be successful. It's only with the support of the community that I can raise the funds needed to bring this world to life. The reality is that creating a game is extremely expensive, especially if you, like me, refuse to use AI and insist on supporting your artists in your creations. So in order for me to support my artists and my fellow members of the community, I need support from the community. So if you can back the Kickstarter, please do. If you can't, sharing it, tell it to your friends who would be interested in it. That greatly helps us too. And apart from that, thank you all yet again, and we shall see you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Good night, all.
I
Bye.
Good night.